Good day and welcome back to Elementary 72 Gaming. We're back again with yet another Tower of God video, and this time we're going to be touching on something more aesthetic to this tower than anything else. That's going to be F.U.G. Now I say more aesthetic to this tower than anything else because F.U.G is basically a religion that's entire purpose is dethroning the 10 great family heads. As far as we can tell, they have other purposes and other goals. They're also shaded in crime and they worship their slayers, and it gets really confusing with them. There has to be something else behind what they're doing in the basics, but let's get into it. So, F.U.G is a group founded by Grace Mashaya Lazlak. Now, the fact that it's Grace Mashaya Lazlak that founded this group says that it has a lot of influence from individuals like, I'm forgetting the name of this individual, V, Arlene. Those two have the most influence on Grace Mashaya Lazlak, and it is therefore the reason that he started F.U.G. Now, we don't know his entire purpose. We don't know if he intends to conquer the tower and climb up till they reach an end to climbing, or if he intends to dethrone Jahad and have a new king, or have new kings put in place, or change the ruling system. We don't exactly know their purpose. But they are opposed to the 10 great families, and the 10 great families have issued a punitive order against them to all of their members of their family. If they join F.U.G, they expel, and if they meet F.U.G anywhere, they should destroy them wherever they see them because they're the evil within the tower. Now, that statement is very plain and very simple. I'm not going to go any further on what I'm saying there, but there's one or two things to note about F.U.G. Each member of their slayers is selected to take on one of the 10 great family members or Jahad. Now, the position for Jahad is definitely one of the most mysterious ones because to kill Jahad, you have to be someone unbound by contracts, which is why they have Jovial Grace. That means Jovial Grace is going to be taking that position, and we don't know exactly which way they match up to the 10 great families, but each one of them is in opposition to one of them. Gustang is kind of a wild card in this whole situation. He might be a member of F.U.G, we're not sure, because he's been heavily involved with F.U.G, and he hasn't been trying to stop them, he's actually been helping them a lot. He's most likely the one behind the thorn being in their hands, and he is the one responsible for giving Balm a thorn fragment directly. So we don't know what's going on with Gustang. We know that he is definitely related to the thorn fragments, he might be related to all of them. So there are a total of 11 slayers. Each slayer has a different target and they are after different members of the 10 great families. So let's go through the known slayers. Grace Mashaya Lazlak is the founder and the number one slayer of F.U.G. His target is unknown. Next is the slayer Immort. We don't know anything about him, there's nothing known. Grace Mashaya Lazlak is one of the ancient slayers, he's the very first, he's the founder, and he is also known as the Lord of Devils. Now, number 11 on the slayer list is Karaka. That means his target is Jahad. However, there is a problem with this. He cannot kill Jahad, there is no way he can do it. The only person who could do it is Balm, and if Karaka wants to kill Jahad, he's going to fail. He's going to have to get Balm to do it for him, so he's going to have to drop out of his position or take up another target. Next is Baylord Yama, number 7. Target, Lopobia family head. Right now, we don't know the name of the Lopobia family head, but we do know that Baylord Yama is that particular slayer. The next slayer is White. He is the 10th slayer, and his target is Ariye Han. The next one is Paramore Sato. I'm not sure exactly if I'm saying it right, but he is also one of the slayers. But here's something to note about them. Of the 11 slayers, 4 of the seats are empty. So 4 slayers are missing or have died in the time since they were founded. Another thing to note about them, from all the slayers, each one of them have their targets, and by the look of this list, I would say that they're going by order of their ranking. So number 1 is Jahad in terms of power from the 10 family heads is for the 11th Slayer. Number 10 is Arya Han, and Arya Han is the second strongest of all of the 11 warriors, the 13 warriors who entered from that time who are still alive. So, if you're following that list, it will be Jahad is number 11, Arya Han is number 10. And if I am correct, the one to follow next will be Kun Edwan as number 9. So we'll see how it goes. Gustang might be up there somewhere. He might be on the top. I'm not exactly sure. I know he's definitely weaker than Eurasia because Eurasia is the strongest wave controller in the tower. I'm suspecting that she is on the side of Balm. I have this aching feeling that she wanted to help V and Alien, but because of her relationship with Gustang, she didn't, and Gustang later regretted what happened with the kid, and that's why he helped them out, and that's why he's helping F.U.G. Okay, but let's go on. From all the elders, these are the following elders that we know: Kal Halam and Sophia Tan. The rest of the elders are shrouded in mystery. Now, there are a ton of regular rankers and high rankers that we do know from the entire F.U.G organization. I can list off some of their names, but it's not going to be much of a difference. Now, Kal Halam is a blue hole. Blue hole means he's a ranker who they can't put a position on. They don't understand his strength and they don't understand his abilities. And he's been inactive for so long, they don't know where he stands amongst anybody else. His true influence might be far greater than they think, or it might be far weaker. They absolutely a mystery. Sophia Tan we know because she intervened in the cage recently. She's the one who's protecting the needle that Balm used to break through the wall with his anti-spell situation. Okay, I am not going to list off all of the rankers. There's so many of them that are actually dead and already have been missing. But here are Slayer candidates who are listed in the wiki. They list Harquin and Jovial Grace. Now, the problem that I have with Jovial Grace being listed as a Slayer candidate, okay, no, not Jovial Grace, sorry, Harquin, he's actually a Slayer. So listing him as a candidate is kind of a fake thing. They're actually just messing around with the whole situation. Okay, now two of those who are very strongly mixed in with the whole thing of F.U.G would be Cha and Doan. Now they are part of the Age of Genesis. Now the Age of Genesis isn't the age of the Climb of the Tower. The Climb of the Tower had its own war. That would be the first Great War of the Tower, if I am correct. And the one following that would be the Age of Genesis. This is when the people of the Tower started to revolt against Jahad, and where they ended up pairing up with F.U.G heavily. So Doan and Cha may not be F.U.G members, but they definitely fought alongside the first generation of Slayers. Okay, I'm just having a quick look. Okay, as I said, there's a lot of information over here. So, alright, there's not much more that I can actually elaborate on. So, from everything that we do know about F.U.G, each of the elders has their own symbol, and each of the Slayers have their own symbol for who they are. Now, one of the reasons why Slayers are chosen is because they have unique abilities that might make them capable of actually fighting the family heads. Now, obviously, this doesn't make a lot of sense because they're immortal and you can't really beat them. Yama is like the worst match for an Enema family because he's part creature and Enema powers might be crazy, ridiculously useful against him. So someone like the head of Locobia might be able to beat Baylord Yama very easily. They aren't a very good match. Karaka may be a prince of the Red Light district, but he isn't a good match for Jahad because he just can't do it. And for example, everybody who I'm mentioning over there can't do anything. Even Grace Mashaya Lazdak, who's in the top 10 high rankers of the tower, can't beat anybody really, because he is kind of a weird individual to start. I'm actually just double checking his exact position. Um, Number 15, sorry, is number 15 in the tower. My mistake. So here's the whole thing about the situation. When it comes to the Slayers and their power and where they rank, even though they rank so close to the 10 great family members or rank above some of them, I don't think they're capable of beating them. Now, with all of that being said about it, the other problem with Grace, Mashaya Lazlak, and a lot of them taking up their positions is it's a pointless fight. They don't have any weapons to beat their target. The only weapon they have right now in all of F.U.G is Jovial Grace. And if Jovial Grace isn't actually Jovial Grace and he has some other name, like his original name is F.U.G, which would make a lot of sense. But we know that there is a possibility because F.U.G's last letter G is Grace. And who knows, he could be Pharaoh Urugan Grace, or he could be something in that manner. Or he could be some divine name Grace, being the actual Access and Lord of the Tower, which is also a possibility. But nonetheless, these are all things that we need to think about when it comes to what's going on with F.U.G. Now, F.U.G may not seem so mysterious to you because we've seen a lot of it. But trust me, we've seen nothing. It's like, how would I explain it? You know when you look at an apple, if you look at the outside, you can never tell that the inside is white. It's always green, or it's red, or it's speckled, and you'll never think that when you peel off the skin, it's all one color. And even that is still misleading because if you go deeper into it, you're going to find seeds inside the apple. And each seed is a different size, and there's so many seeds hiding within it. Same thing with regards to F.U.G. We saw the peel of it. We know they want to fight the 10 great family members. We don't know what's the secondary goal. We don't know what's the flesh inside this fruit that we're holding in our hand, this apple. And beyond that, we don't know the seeds of this entire apple, so we don't know what causes them to grow into this monster. So we don't know their causes, we don't understand their goal in the end, and we only know the outer shell on the fact that they're fighting the 10 great families. For all we know, they could be worse than the 10 great families, and we're following the bad guys of the tower. Possibility, but I highly doubt it. But that is one of the reasons why Tower of God is so interesting. We have to think about all of these members and all of these individuals with a multifold explanation, right? We've got someone like Viol. Viol is powerful. He's a monster, to say the least. But we don't know anything about him. He is an absolute mystery. You can't say that Viol is useless. You can't say that Viol is powerful. Doesn't make any sense. Viol could be the most powerful irregular in the tower for all we know. He could be the weakest irregular. He could be an Axis. He could have absolutely no power, and all of his boosts are things that have been stacked on him. Like the life that's been putting him the soul is the Emperor, right? And he is absolutely powerless. Then his next ability is the Thorn, and that could be something that's stacked on him. The Trissa, everything could just be stacked on a useless human being. We don't know. We have no idea who Bam is. And we'll find out when the story actually reaches a climax. Actually, around now, we should be reaching the turning point in the story. A lot of the mysteries should start to open up a lot more for us. Yes, we do have a little bit more information on some of the mysteries that have been sitting around from day one. We know Ghost is still alive, right? We know Ghost is around in the tower. We know that F.U.G is busy messing around with things, and we've got all of these pieces of information, but we're never going to go further than that. That's all that we know. So we'll see what happens with everything in the future, and hopefully things will go the right way when that happens. Obviously, this law is a bit crazy, but we'll catch you all then and have a good day.